Welcome back, everyone. It's Creative Redundancy back again, also known as CR. Okay, try this again. I got disconnected, and I decided just to do the stream again. It's okay. Okay, CR's back in the house once again. Once again, I'm back. So again, this stream is reconnecting with you, the people, and share some time, gear, things with you all. Going to slightly do some creation mode and talk about preparedness, prepping, and being proactive. Of course, my social media links are in the description right now of your device of choice, so you can get a hold of me, or through email, or something like that. Let me bring up the side chat. Hopefully not getting disconnection issues again. Hold on, just bring up the side chat. Yeah, honestly, you can see what's on the screen. Alright, I got the side chat open. Alright, take two. That other video has gone unlisted. I'm just gonna do it again. It's all good. I wasn't that far in, so thank goodness. So yeah, I'm gonna share some things and all that stuff. And just to sum up what I've been saying, it's going nicer out west. It's above freezing from minus 30 to closer to the freezing point and beyond. I've been working on my snow quincy because it's getting warmer out. I found a battery for my stream light. And currently, right now, I'm working on this for my USB device. So I can actually see it. So if I drop it, it's like, where is it? Oh, wait, I see it, I think. I see the reflective. So I added some from a sheet like this. I've shown this back in like 2017, 2018. Clear nail polish. And this is going to be part of the creation mode. So this stuff kind of has a protective layer on it. I'm going to add clear nail polish. I've already done it to this side and this side. Now it's time to do larger surface area sides. Just coating it. Watch it, I don't drip any. Put the brush back on the clear nail polish. Pick it up. Make sure the lid's on, just in case. Just in case. I don't want to spill it. That would be bad if I don't spill this. Definitely not a good thing to spill it. If I wasn't showing this, I'd probably do it over some piece of paper, cardboard, or something like that, piece of plastic. Just so, I'm not getting it over, like, the floor, the carpet, table. Doing this side right now. Okay. I had to make sure. Is it public? Yes. Just blowing on it so it dries faster. And like I've said before, in cold, just could bring back something like a preparedness here. Doing this, I don't like doing that, especially if it's really cold, because what happens is you start blowing moisture into your glove. And once you start doing that, you have to keep doing it. And I don't like doing that if I don't have to. Better to wear proper clothing like gloves, mitts, and stuff like that whenever possible. This, I don't like doing that. I avoid it. I'll do it if I have to, but I avoid doing it. Okay, I think that's... Maybe I'll add a little bit more. Let that sit. Drop it. Or drop it on the floor like a fool. Just let that sit standing up, let that dry. So I appreciate everyone dropping in again, catching me live or on the replay. Thank you. This is an LED, by the way. See, it converts to an LED. I just don't have fresh batteries in here. Just letting that dry. Alright. Should be good. Alright, now I'll work on the last side. Get my clear nail polish. Let this sit. So yeah, see, nail polish. It's not just for nails. It has secondary uses too. I'm almost using it as a protective coating, like, some spray adhesive. I mean, spray adhesive, some clear coat or something like that. So clear nail polish is useful. And randomly, I have red too. Just saying. Let that dry. Just checking on a few things while that dries. Alright, let's see. Hopefully it'll be long enough. Hopefully. Alright, if necessary, I'll add more layers or more coats onto it. That should do for now. And like I said, it's just something to help me notice this a lot easier. So if I drop this, I should be able to notice it. If I drop the lid, I should be able to notice it now. Oh yeah. Where's my lid? I just dropped it. Oh, found it. So a little bit of creation mode, being prepared, being proactive, just a tad. Alright, next. I'm gonna show something here. Over the summer, I think it was it summer? No, it was actually in September. One, one of my relatives, cousin of mine, I was looking for, I guess it would be an SDX XC, yeah, secure digital extra capacity mini card reader. You know, I have older ones, but I don't have an actual card reader for X capacity or XC, extra capacity. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, long story short, oh, hey, it's reflective too. Let me just show that, right? XC, secure digital card. He offered it to me. I'm like, what? What? I went to my cousin. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? They're like, yeah, yes, you are. You know, apparently my cousin's sister found it. I'm just like, what? You? I'm like, they found that? I'm like, and then they're like, yeah. And I was just making conversation. And I'm like, you know, I found I was good at finding things at times. And I'm like, wow. So my cousin gifted this 64 gigabyte one in the meantime. I'm just like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And apparently I can signal with it. Look, yeah, it's pretty reflective. So I'm just putting it in one of my old SD card cases. I may label this, I'm not sure. Excuse me. Just don't have a sip here. So in the future, I may put, I'll put a temporary one on, but I might do something like this too. Just so I know, hey, this one's important, for example. Alright, next. I actually found one of my air lights. My friend gifted me these lights, and I misplaced. Well, they're actually both the same. Just one, the shape's different from the other one. So I got one of these. Well, these kind of lights. I use right, double A's, three double A's. I just have curled up, and it just happens that if I show it here. Yes, I'm not afraid to wear a pink glove. Yes, going beyond pink, right? Because in survival, if you were lost, really cold, no gloves for some reason, and you found pink gloves, at least in my opinion, me personally, I'd be like, yeah, I'm putting them on. Right now, it's in that type of situation, the survival is more important than appearance. I'll just say. Yes, I could do stuff with these. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Just like, well, you know, you know who I'm referencing with that one. But see, bright looks brighter on camera. See, definitely looks brighter on camera. Let me turn it off so you can see detail. I'll just have it curled in a loop. Yeah, my friend gifted this to me. He's like, Sarah, do you want this? Maybe you can make use of it. I'm like, okay. We got the batteries too. Double check these batteries here. Yeah, if anything, it was even worth the batteries. Because I know I can use the batteries. You know, I don't use the LED. You know what this reminds me of? Like, you know, that guy? That person? Yeah, and that one? Yeah, that one. Okay, anyways, going on to what I was saying. Because, like I said, going beyond pink. Yes, I have pink gloves. Because, like I said, if you're cold, your hands are cold, I would hope you would put these on to keep your hands warm. Or at least warmer, you know. So, yes, CR has pink gloves. And apparently, CR also has an orange glove. So, this could be useful in some sort of kit or whatever. High vis. You know, honestly, these are just simple gloves. Very simple. You know, I wouldn't wear these, you know, below -10 Celsius, 20 Fahrenheit. At those temperatures, you probably want a little bit more, especially if you're going out longer. But honestly, it's more high visible than something like this, a darker one. Contrast. Because, like I said, if you're cold, your hands are cold, you'll be like, aren't you glad you got found bits or gloves? See how I threw a pun in there? Again? So yes, I have these. Some of them I only have one, but if I ever find a matching one or similar color, I'll put them together. I mean, larger gloves or mitts. that are larger than your hand, I can double them up or even triple them up if I had to. I guess that's one benefit of having smaller, being able to fit smaller clothing sizes. You can always fit larger sizes. But if you can only fit larger sizes, it's kind of hard to wear smaller clothing. It's just the way it is, you know? It's just like everyday carry. It depends. We're all different. Some of us can wear more, some of us can wear less. Some of us get chilly quicker, some of us don't. Some of us are, you know, our feet get cold. I mean, my feet get cold. I've tried stuff out in the snow in the winter too, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, for the most part, my feet are not get cold first. For the most part, like usually in winter, their extremities are not get cold first. That's how it is. So something like this, I would have, let's say back in September or whatever, I was already putting these in my bags just so I have them. I mean, I have warmer mitts and gloves, but at least this much. At least this much. You know, if I had to put my hands in my pockets or a hoodie, you know, I'm wearing a hoodie. So I'd be like this, you know, at least that much. All right, going on here. Yes, see this right here. Probably like, hey, CR, how come you're showing us some eyes? Because I, CR, with a pun, want you guys to take note of what I'm wearing. You're probably like, hey, what's this, CR? What's that on your arm? I'm showing this on the previous live stream, but these used to be socks. You're like, okay, socks? You know, I didn't really like the socks. Really? They were not very great on my feet. I don't know why, but instead of, you know, oh, hey, I just gonna throw them in the trash. No, 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 no. No, no. I'm gonna recover and reuse the material. Cut the tip off. This was the tip. Cut that off. And make them into kind of like what, an armband. Maybe something to keep my wrists warm. A really easy thing you can do. I mean, I can fit this over a jacket too. You know, if I really wanted to, you know, depending on what's going on or whatever. Or if I had more, let's say if I had 2 pairs of these, I can put more layers on. You know, at least keep my forearm warmer. You know, or let's say I'm wearing mitts or whatever already. So example of that. You know, let's say if I got a jacket on, hoodie or whatever, could do that. And put these over top. You know, and keep my fingers closer together. Now, now, there's something I've been thinking of because I just thought of it right now in a way to prepare this and be more proactive and kind of use this better, this resource better. if I put a draw tie on this, if I wanted to, or some sort of elastic to draw tie it together, I could go like this if I wanted to. I might do that if I had like 2 pairs of these. I might do it. That way I can wear like one mitt without a thumb, keep my fingers and my thumb together if it was that cold. I know it's still winter, and technically it might be warm out right now, less cold, but I know that there's probably still some cold coming. Still. I know. So let me put these back on. Something like this, for example. Sorry, I was just checking on something, making sure, making sure my connection's good and my volume's good. It's good enough. All right, so I could do this, keep my wrist warm too, if I wanted to. And even if I had either layers or big one jacket on, for example, or whatever, with hoodie underneath, this would provide a certain degree of extra layers of protection, layers of insulation, layers of protection against cold, for example. And you're probably like, well, okay, what else? Well, what else can you do with something like this? If I put it up higher on me, because it is what's made from a sock, so it does stretch out. I'm not saying this would fit someone bigger or something, but it's just an option. Smartphone. I can put the smartphone right here. For example, tuck it underneath a little. So there's a lip underneath the phone. Example. Maybe keep a phone warm, for example. Headphone jack right up here. Listen to music, and stuff like that. You can still access it. And yeah, I'll wear this for a little bit just to show it. So, if I'm doing something or whatever. So, something like this can be multifunctional. Not just as clothing, but something to hold something to. Just depends. So, not just clothing, but something to hold a phone, something else next to you. Maybe, especially in cold, electronics don't do so well, or batteries don't do so well in cold. And another thing you do with something like this, especially like anyone has larger socks and stuff like that. Let's just say, hey, there's holes at the bottom of your sock. You try to mend them, sew them. Brought out a sewing kit. Yeah. It's not working, or it's kind of too far gone, or you don't like it anymore for whatever reason. Well, you can convert it into like a sleeve or a partial sleeve. So I put this up, for example. If I also I need 2 pairs, so 4 socks in total. Well, 4. I could do something like this. Now my arms are a little bit warmer, and because these are layers, layers are good. Not just in and like when I'm editing, I'm showing layers in editing, but layers in clothing too. Of course, this could be one big sock, for example. Just cut the end off, just cut off the end off, as you can see with your eyes. Cut that off. Now I can do something like this. You're probably like, "Hey, Sarah, what do you do with this?" It's like, I know that I know what I see. This is not just a stage prop. It's not. It's not. This. The reason why I kept that one is when I'm not using these, bring them together, roll them up, and now kind of the toes of the sock I can use as a way to hold it together. For example, see, keep it together. Keep it in the closet or whatever. It's ready to go. Maybe put something that says, not sock. Very easy thing. Looks kind of cool too, in my opinion. What's up, James? As you can see. But I am wearing them. Keeps my forearms warm. Stuff like that. I mean, yeah, see I'm wearing a hoodie. Let's just say, like, I got a long sleeve shirt on underneath, but let's say I didn't. I could put something like this on. If I was wearing, let's say, a t-shirt under this, let's say, I don't have that long sleeve shirt underneath, like this, and I only have a hoodie on, I could put this underneath me, like so, and drag the sleeve underneath. I'll say adjust it and keep my forearms a little bit warmer, but I am wearing a long sleeve shirt. So, and yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. What's up, Oz? So yeah, I mean, to me, this just makes sense, you know. And the thing is, let's just say these were dark navy blue, dark socks. I was wearing a matching hoodie. You wouldn't even notice it. Just something to keep in mind in the preparedness thing, because because look what happened on what was that I-95 down in the U.S. Yeah, I talked about this in the winter thing in the previous live stream I did about this, and I'm like, just thinking to myself, oh my, we got so many clothes out there, clothing shops, right? Proper popular brand names and all that stuff. Thrift stores that have clothing. Third world countries that are full of extra clothing. Fast fashion. Yes, fast fashion and all that stuff. And people are still don't have enough clothing. What gives with that, right? So that's why I'm reusing clothing as much as possible. I mean, like I said, this stretches quite a bit, so I can easily put this over something. So, for example, here's a wool sweater. Just don't put the arm on. Let's say if I had this on. Well, not to put it on, but let's say if I had this on, I can add even more layers on. Like I said, because this stretches. It was meant as a sock originally, so I could do something like this. You know, keep my forearm, wrist a little bit warmer, stuff like that. Roll it over my hand, you know. Let's just say it was really cold. It'll keep my fingers and my thumb together, for example. And I could still use my digits, my hands, you know, fingers if I had to. You know, for example, like this. You know, put my hand in my pocket. Oh, just something easy. Hey, maybe it could look be like that too. You know, if you're ever, you know, maybe you're entertaining people too with it. So, like I said, multifunctional. Multifunctional. That's why I like it. And like I said, this was just something I was not throwaway or might have been considered trash, you know, or instead of being in a landfill, taking up landfill space, adding to that pollution, I've decided to make a solution out of it instead. And this goes for a lot of things. A lot of things, too. Pants, hats, gloves, socks, shirts, all that stuff. You know, like, for example, for example, I should have told this to my friend, but it was already gone. But like he put food stuff over top of it. But my friend, there was a split in the pants, let's just say, and they were like, you know, like warm pants, like flannel, for example. But I was just thinking to myself, you could have made something to keep you warm in the winter that you could just have. No one would ever see it because you would just put it underneath your legs to keep your legs warm. Because I was thinking, like even right now, and temperatures, not right now because it's like what 32 Fahrenheit, so it's quite less cold. But you can put them underneath your legs, underneath your pants that you're wearing, and almost wear them like long johns, right? No one's not notice them, but your legs will be warm, and you won't have to be. You'll be more comfortable because instead of having just one layer, you have two. The wind won't be able to penetrate it as easily. It's something you already had to, for example. So, as a FYI, something to consider for yourself. Hmm. Awesome, James. Yes, look more. I'm just gonna put these back on. So this is something you can easily do. Easily. Easily. I mean, like, it's still January. It's been almost a year since the thing that happened in Texas, right? The snow apocalypse and stuff like that. And I've still been thinking about that. It's just like, what can people that prepare, that do prepping, learn from it? That it might get cold, relatively speaking, if you're used to 100 triple digits Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius, and drops down to zero or lower, it's probably going to feel cold. I'm just saying, because you're not climatized for something like that. You're more used to it being warm, hot, not freezing and seeing your breath. With stuff like this, to give you more layers of protection, more layers of insulation. I mean, like I said, I could be adding more on, and say, if I had, extra gloves, for example, and let's just say I already got 2 free gloves on, then what? Easy. Put it underneath, right? Layered in certain way so it's flat. For example, let's say something like this. Add more insulation to you. More trapped air, more insulation. So you would stay warm, or warmer, or less cold. And because you're layering it up, hey, if you get too hot, I can, you know, release a little bit of that insulation, for example. Or let's just say, for example, if I had like a spare glove under here, you know, do. Oh, this glove got wet. My hand got really wet, or this glove got wet. Hey, I got a spare, right? For a redundant source of it, for example. And I can put this one on, and since it's dry and next to my body, it should feel warm, for example. That's how I would do it. So, I mean, it doesn't take any sewing, so yeah. See, I'm working on this, by the way. Yeah, see, it's different from the last time you seen this. I'm working on a way to reuse it. So maybe just put this back on. something to consider. I mean, just imagine that these were wool, and I've shown wool once before. I mean, technically, well, I can't show my foot, but yeah. Let's see if I can. Hold on. I'll try to do this. See, my foot. Oh, for example. Because the way that I made it, remember, it used to be a sock. Technically, I can do this. Hold on. See, as you can see, something like that. If I needed that extra something in there, I could use it. If I wasn't already using it already or didn't need to add it somewhere else. So yeah, that's one thing I've been learning a lot more of is adapting the clothing. You know, because like I said, there's so much clothing out there. I mean, like I said, there's so much clothing out there. I mean, literally, I can go on as a cover. You know, cover has CR in it. You know, one of the 10 C's, right? Cover, clothing, shelter. No matters. All right, let me put this away for now. You know, anyone that knows how I knit or something like that, this I did not knit. Someone made this for me. So, very simple. Now, this is not wool, this is acrylic, so it will melt. I wouldn't use this as anything hot or anything like that, because it's not wool, but it's the same principle. Oh, same principle. You know, especially if this was longer, for example. This, well, especially if it's this long, at least, it'll keep your forearms a lot warmer. You know, and keep your wrists warm too. So hopefully your hands would stay warmer. You know, so like this, for example. All right. Let's see here. Here. Right. So, a little reflective stuff that I added on. It's dried off now because I added in clear nail polish. You know, somewhat similar to like a clear coat or coating or something like that. Yeah, see, very easy to notice. Really shine a light on it. Oh, it's kind of bright, but yeah, see, you can see that. So you can see it on camera. You know. Just put a little lanyard on here, just so I can hang it. I might substitute this lanyard that I have on here right now, but in the meantime, I think this is what fisherman's knot or something like that. Something like that. I think that's what it's called. And you know, when I look at this, maybe I'll do this here, so you guys can see this a little bit better. And obviously, it's not, you know, this is not paracord, but the principle of the cordage is still the same. You know, Make a knot on one side. Also, I have stopper knots. Make a knot on this side. Take the opposite end, turn it around. Make another, I guess, Arbor Canadian jam knot. And bring them together. Pretty sure this is the fisherman's knot. So, very useful. And of course, now it's even more useful because, hey, I can see where this is and not be like, where did I put it? I didn't leave the room. It's got to be in here, right? Or the lid falls off the table or whatever. I'll be like, where is it? Oh, it's right there. It's right here. Or where is it? Oh no, I see it. I see a little glimmer of it. It's like I said, it's a dark lid. Now it's got reflectors on it, just so I can see it. So I can be like, less time trying to spend less time trying to find it, more time actually doing stuff. I have a sip here. Oh, by the way, I'm coming up to my renewal period for StreamYard, so that's why I'm streaming. I probably have at least 7 hours. And my renewal period's like end of the week, so I can go for a while, by the way. So I'm going to share something else here. Which I spoke of before, is that my friend gifted me these lights, LED lights. Runs on free AAA and free AA. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Like, that guy, that person? Yeah, kind of reminds me of that. It's like an arc. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I thought that was very nice of my friend to gift that to me. He's like, CR, yeah, what's up? I got a gift for you. I'm like, what? What? Really? Yeah. What is it? I don't know. Maybe you can put it to use. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll try, man. I'm not saying I would put this in like a go bag or something like that. Probably not. However, what I may end up doing is, depending how I feel, I might put this in like a power outage blackout lights out kit, for example. Could be useful in there because it's a light string. I can string it, like let's say in a hallway or something like that. It is bright enough to see because I have them all together, but yes, technically I can turn it. And the ways are more of a common type of battery. Here's another thing. I haven't shown an updated version of my lights out kit, power outage type of kit, blackout type of kit. But one thing I did add is these reflective thing on it, because if power went out and it's at night or and dark out or early in the morning before sunrise, before it gets light up, I won't be able to see it. It'd be dark, right? Yeah, maybe you got your everyday carry light. Maybe you got some sort of flashlight with you. You know, your phone that has this, if you have that, right? So you'd be like, oh, the power's gone out, CR. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, can you go get my lights out kit? Lights out kit, CR? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got supplies in there, just in case this eventuality, for example. And I'd be like, yeah, it's the one that has the triangle on it. Like, has this in the shape of a triangle. You know, I'd be like, are you sure I can see it? I'd be like, yeah. You shine a light on it, you'll notice it. You can't miss it. It'll stand out, especially when it's everything else is dark out. Or very dim, or at dusk, or very early in the morning, for example. Because something like that doesn't always happen during the day, or when it's nice and sunny out. Sometimes it happens when it's actually dark out. You know, I remember one time I was just visiting a buddy overnight and stuff like that, and I just got up early to use the washroom. I think it was like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. This was in the middle of winter still, so obviously it's still dark out. Yeah, apartment building or whatever. Now the situation didn't last long, but the power went out, and I just like, and it was just local, nothing major. And like I said, lasted a few hours, but I was glad I had everyday carry flashlight. I didn't have to. I didn't have to be like, for example, stumble in the dark like this. It's like, where am I? I don't know where I am. Right? You know, stuff like toe or something like that. I was like, okay, you know, just checking. It's like, oh yeah, the blog's out of power, or for whatever reason, right? And the first thing I told my friend, I go to my friend's friend like, hey, man, sorry to wake you up, but just to let you know the power's out. He's like, what? Yeah. He's just getting up. He's like, what? Really? Yeah. I just letting you know, man. He's like, what time is it? It's almost 6. So he got up. We just started talking and stuff like that. Just so my friend knew what was going on. Just because at the time, we did not know how long it would last for. So I just assumed it would last longer than not. So, you know, being proactive about it. Because just in case that situation lasted longer than I think. Right? Luckily it was like 3 hours. You know, so nothing more than a slight inconvenience. Nothing to be really, really worried about. It's not that 12 hours, 24 hours period. I think after 6 hours, 8 hours, yeah, I think I would put more plans in motion just in case, right? So it's one thing to have a power outage that lasts 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. I think once you start passing that 3 hour mark, 6 hour, 8 hour mark, then you might want to consider things doing or considering those are plans that you may have planned beforehand, and hopefully have planned beforehand. whatever it is. Maybe getting that lights out kit out if you haven't already. You know, uh, Stuff like that. If it's cold or whatever and stuff like that. The way up. The reason I bring that up is because what happened in Texas, what happened on the I-95 down in the U.S. on that highway. Whenever they call us you to shelter in place in that case, right? Two things were apparent: heat, warmth, core body temperature, and shelter were probably two very important things. Not saying water and food are not, but in terms of within a 24-hour period, you can get by with a little bit less. Maybe you're rationing in, the food, those energy bars, rationing that water a little, especially if you're stationary. You probably won't consume that much in terms of really needing it for your metabolic state. It's more of a psychological thing, having that sip of water and stuff like that. Not saying it's not important, but yeah, do have some, so you'll be more comfortable. But I just want to, make sure priorities first, right? Okay, warmth, shelter, higher priorities, because those will keep existing. You know, you can have that sip of water, it'll be good for a little bit, again, for an hour, but without solid shelter, or hey, I left the door open, well, now all the cold's not rushing, for example. This cover has a CR in it too, and it's important too. It's important too. And it's not just here in North America, you know, here in Canada, here down south in the US. There's other places in the world out in Europe and stuff like that where it can get cold too. I've heard stories. I think I heard about that on news or something like real quick. And I was just watching some of the video and stuff like that. And I was just like, the smart people. I'm not saying no one's smart. No, none of you are not smart. But the more proactive people, you know what they did? If I can, they started to wear more layers. Let me just get the stage up here. I'll show this. Some people out there I saw, and I think it's an intelligent thing to do because, well, you know what? They made it through. You're still moving. And also, you want to keep moving when it's cold. Is to cover up even more. So I've seen people put blankets over their shoulder. That's what I would do. Here's a t-shirt. Extra large t-shirt. Extra large. Actually, I think it was an extra large shirt. Right? So also way too big for me to wear. Unless I wanted to wear it like a nightgown, which no, I'm not doing it. So I cut the torso part, along the lower half, the stomach, kidneys, all that area, right? I cut it in half, so it becomes this. And now, like I said, if it was colder, I could put this over top, like a shawl or something like that. I saw people doing that. Probably with blankets, for example. I would do exactly the same thing because It adds layers. It keeps you a little bit warmer. Keeps your torso, shoulders warm. Or, you know, something like this. I could be draping over me like this. You know, provide some protection against the cold windshield. Cut the wind a little bit. Something like this. Cut the wind down a little bit. Something like this. And this could be a blanket. I'm just using a shirt, for example, right? And the thing is, coming back to what I was saying about how this stuff works well together, it does. Because the thing is, look what I can do now. Because I have something like this, I can tuck this underneath here, and it becomes trapped, right? And let's just say I had an jacket or whatever, right? I could put it on an air jacket. Now I even have more layers of protection, more layers of insulation, more layers to trap air, dead airspace and stuff like that. Or if I take the bands off here, scarf, for example, if it's not cold, windshield, improvise scarf. No, right? How are you doing? Hello. Let's figure like this. I could do a lot with even something as simple as this. Even as simple as, hey, my jacket isn't as warm as I think. I could take something like this, stuff it underneath my jacket, hoodie in this case, fluff it up a bit, fluff it up a bit, fluff it up a bit, put it over my shoulders, something like this, around my neck more. This is put over my hoodie. Now you can see I'm more puffy, more airspace, dead airspace in here. The trap heat, layering up. And because these are layers that I'm wearing, get too hot, hold down my hoodie a little, air out, and stuff like this. So, and this is just a t-shirt that was too big for me to wear, and I did not have another use for it. And I'm like, yeah, you can donate stuff. Yeah, I get that. Give it to someone else. Yeah, but that's if someone can use it, right? Because the thing about clothing is, if someone can't fit it, or it's like stained, per se ruined, holes in it, most people pass it up because it's falling apart. And I ever get this shirt that kind of looks newer, it'll hold together better. Instead, this other one has a bunch of holes in it. But because it's got holes in it, no one's not ever not grab it, or it'd be a very low chance. So you can do something like this, especially if you get it for cheap or whatever, or free. Maybe it's something you have. You can drape this over me like a scarf, like a shawl, some sort of like a scarf, right? I can tie just like a scarf. If I wanted to keep my face warmer, right? I've used this countless times actually as a scarf and stuff like that. Keep my neck warmer. So multifunctional. Have a great day at work too. So to me, this is something very simple, Very simple too. And this, it's just made from a shirt. Made from a shirt. Because the thing is, I was thinking to myself, and I kind of mentioned this, but I'm showing more examples this time around from the previous live stream that I did, is that people in Texas, for example, they don't sell winter clothing down there. For obvious reasons, it's probably not going to sell. It's very rare. Maybe this was a once in a century kind of thing, once in a decade type of thing, or whatever, right? Got people off guard. I get that. Some people were not prepared as much as they thought they were, and stuff like that. And the thing is, unfortunately, some people perish to exposure, right? That kind of overnight temperatures or whatever, right? Stuff like that. A little bit gear like this may have helped a little bit more. A little bit gear, knowledge of being able to do something like this may have provided some more comfort instead of it's really cold, CR. Especially considering, there's not winter clothing down there, right? Because it's not, well, probably doesn't sell. Being able to find wool is probably rare, very rare. Expensive too, probably, because it's rare, right? No one brings it in because, yeah, it's Texas. We're more worried about the heat than the cold, right? I get that, right? I get that. But I was thinking to myself, you might have that winter clothing, but you might have shirts, t-shirts still. Shirts that you could spare. Especially in a serious situation. You can have all the clothes in the closet, but, it's not gonna help you if you're cold if you're not wearing them. Or using them in some form or fashion. Maybe it's not just wearing them, but, I can, you know, for example, drape this over me, like this, something like that. If I was resting or something like that. I can use this really awkward white pillow. Hey, I can use this as a sheet for that pillow, for example. Or that, hey, I'm using a backpack as a pillow. Hey, I can lay this on the backpack. It'll be a little bit more comfortable. So, multifunctional. So, to me, this is a no-brainer. Easy. I didn't even sew any parts of this. You could probably sew stuff into this. It's got a raw edge cut edge right there. You could probably make a seam right there, backstitch that, sew it with your sewing machine or whatever. Make it look nice. To me, this is functional right now. Cool. I mean, just like the socks or whatever, I can wrap these around my feet if I wanted to. And will sit to my hand. I can pocket it if I wanted to. So much you can do with this. So much you can do with this. I don't know where I got the idea from. I know it's not new. Honestly, it's not new, but it's something not very well known, in my opinion. And obviously, because this is dark clothing, black in this case, will absorb solar energy much better than this gray. So I could be using it just to, I'm wearing a lighter jacket, like lighter colored jacket, clothing. I could be using this to increase my absorption of solar energy. Of solar energy. So, I mean, to me, the person who gave me this extra large shirt, I didn't know what I was gonna do with it, but now I know what I will do with it. I actually have another one of the same kind, so I might actually, I've been thinking to myself, hey, I should make one for one of my go bags. It is multifunctional. If you didn't have something like a scarf or something like that, might help. I'm saying, not saying, oh, this is extremely useful in minus 30, minus 22 Fahrenheit, but since it's multifunctional, it's not just a scarf. It's not just a head covering. I can put this on, put that jacket on, gives me some extra layers, wrap it around me, something like this. Put some extra insulation down here, I'm outside in the wind. I got like a cap on. Let me just raise my tripod here so you guys can see me. Kind of a little low. Let me raise on my tripod here. Sorry. All right. So baseball hat. I could be using this to cover more of the wind, for example. Especially this was thicker, block the wind more. I've done this before with a blanket in minus 30. I walked, 2 kilometers at least, 2.5 kilometers, maybe 3. And 1 kilometer equals 0.62 miles. Okay, so I'd say 1.5, almost just under 2 miles. I did this with a larger blanket. I was walking in the snow because I knew and there was windshield. I did this with a blanket. I had a hat on just like this, right? I did this. It blocked the wind from coming in so much, so it would keep my face a little bit warmer because the windshield's not blowing at my face directly. I have some degree of protection or to block the wind or slow down the wind, for example. So, if this was thicker like that blanket I had, it'd start blocking the wind, and that layer of heat that's next to all of our bodies isn't just being blown off of me. So that's like where I got that idea from, and I did that. And then I did it. It's been a while. I might have done that back in like 2014, 2013, maybe, give or take. It's been a while. I know it's been a while since I did that one. I figure I share that little bit of experience with you. You're eating. Hey, eating drives up your metabolic rate too. You do feel warmer while you're digesting. So food does help. I guess that's why they say if you're cold, you only have like food bar. Wait till before you sleep. You know. I figured, you guys talking about food. I'm talking about food, and my tummy's just growling. I'm like, really? Maybe I should eat before I jumped on my stream. So, anyways, enough about that CR word cover. Because I'm pretty sure I just covered a lot on that one. Just gonna put these ones back on. Alright. So an hour and a half in, I think I talked about cover for the last half an hour, 45 minutes, but it is important. It is important. It's nice to have heat sources. Propane, gas stove, an oven, electric heater. I might not come back to that electric heater because there's something important I want to talk about. Because I'm going to talk about it in this stream because it reminds me of your engine heater, central heating, campfire, solid fuel tablets that make you burning for heat, buddy burner, a hot candle, those all provide heat. But clothing, shelter, cover, hold the heat next to you and drastically slow it from being escaping into the environment, escaping to the outside. Because obviously heat transfers from hot to cold. From hot environments to cold environments. You're in a vehicle, you're radiating heat out all the time. But stuff like shelter elements, cover elements, clothing elements, it slows it down. Like gloves, it's blankets, the seat prevents less conduction loss for what you're sitting on, or laying down on in a vehicle, for example. And the tires help and stuff like that to the cold ground and the cold exterior. That reflective bubble wrap stuff, helps to a certain degree too. If your shelter's really, really good, like really rock solid in terms of insulation, I'm not saying you won't need heat sources like a fire, like that Mr. Buddy heater, propane, stove, campfire, wood fireplace. I'm not saying you won't need it, but you might be able to use less fuel because you're making your home, your shelter, more insulated. It's much more efficient, stuff like that. So that's why I'm always a big proponent of shelter and cover a lot. Because it's your first line of defense in cold. Because if I was outside right now, only wearing a hoodie like this, it'd probably be quite chilly for me. Because I'm not wearing, a jacket, a winter jacket, or even a wool sweater. I would probably need, an external heat source to stay warm, whatever it is, campfire, whatever it is, right? Propane heater or stuff like that. So that's why I'm a big proponent of shelter, cover. Those are important. Not saying fire, heat isn't important, but that's important too. But shelter keeps going for you, keeps working for you. You don't have to tend to it like fire or stuff like that. Anyways, it's time for more of the creation mode back in this. If I want to do more. But first, to bring something back up here, there's one thing I did today. I reorganized some paper goods like this. Yeah, TP. I was actually rearranging this kind of stuff earlier today. It was about time. I think this road right here is probably from like 2018, 2019. I know it's not from last year or the year before. I know it's not. Yeah, because that was there for a while. I was rotating it. I'm just like, per se, it doesn't expire like canned food or food in general, but I still want to rotate it just and take a look, right? Because in fairness, it's always very prudent and being proactive about it. Take a look, right? Don't assume, right? Assuming is not good. Assuming means maybe. Assuming means, maybe, could be, could be. No, I'd rather, no, hey, since the last time I saw it 5 minutes ago, it's still good. Not, because I had TP in the back of an area, and I'm just like, I have not seen it. I could see the top of it, but hey, how do I know? The bottom could be wet or moldy or big hole in it, and someone got into it. I would not know because I didn't actually go take a look with my own eyes, see it, you know, inspect it, and be like, I'm only seeing the top. I was like, oh, the top's still dry, and underneath wet, for example. But everything was good. I rotated it out, kind of cycled it, just so it all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because the thing is, when you assume, you're not being proactive. Because assuming it's like, assuming the gear will work for you. Assuming that, oh, this, I got a propane heater, I should be fine. I like doing some more testing because when you don't test something, try something out, it's just a theory. In terms of science, you don't want just a theory, you want something proven, tested before, reproducible results, and not, well, in theory, I think it works, right? Because I ask people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got this bag, you know, and I'm guilty of it too from time to time. I know some people are too, other people are too. I'm not innocent when it comes to it, but something like, have you tried that out? It's just like, and knowing the procedure of it, knowing how it is, right? I mean, I could talk about what rapid test t- rapid test kits, right? I've tried that out twice now. I know how it is. I know how what to expect. My friend had so many, and I was like, "Have you tried it out yet?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "What, girl? And you got like 6 of these boxes? You can try it out, man. Know how it is, right? So you know. So you're not assuming that, oh, it'll go great. It'll be great if you know and stuff like that. Better to know for sure as much as possible than to guess. Assuming is guessing. I don't like guessing. I like to be more certain about things whenever possible. You know, and not just guesstimation, but actually more precise whenever possible. So yeah, coming back to I rearranged this. I actually made more room because this was like the first time in like 3 years that I got some more. Decided to purchase another, you know, roll or two, as they say. So I cycled that in, and it's in the back more. So, the stuff in the back's older. I mean, newer, and the stuff in the front's newer. I mean, okay, the stuff in the back's old, newer, and the stuff in the front is older. That's what I was trying to say. And I just rearranged it, that kind of do that rearranging, boom, 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 like pictures. you know, as I use that term loosely, to explain me rearranging stuff and stuff like that. Because I had some boxes and stuff like that. I was just like, man, this is taking way too much time to reorganize this the CR way as much as possible. Just hold on a second. I'm just checking on something real quick here. Yeah, I already said 100. It's fine. Which means if I did this correctly, I can turn on my brightness all the way up now. I'm just making sure my battery's still good. I'm not assuming my battery's charging. I'm checking it, right? So, because I know, because that's how you get burned, right? No one wants to get burned, metaphorically speaking, right? So, don't assume, right? Even my air friend says, "Oh, you were assuming it." I'm like, yeah. You know, you know, I know most of us have assumed stuff from time to time, right? I try not to, but that's why I double check, stuff with it. Whatever it is, right? Sometimes that extra 5 seconds of checking can pay off dramatically, where it's like, hey, CR, what's up, man? You got your keys, CR? Um, CR, do you got your keys? I'll be right back. I'm back. You got them out, don't you, CR? Yeah, thanks for the reminder. You're welcome. you know, yeah, I got my keys in my pocket right now. It's here. Even though I'm inside, because my keys are important. I don't want to misplace them. And in an important situation or whatever, especially if your keys have, and I'm not just saying like, let's say survival related items, preparedness type of items, right? Multi-tool, whatever, right? Whistle, and stuff like that. But keys, like, really? That's probably one of those things, right? Is no one likes to misplace keys, you know? Hey, hey, CR. Yes. Have you seen my keys? No. Why? Cause I thought I had them and I can't find them. For real? Yeah, no, I'm sorry to inconvenience you. Okay, I'll help you find them. Right? And you're spending the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No one likes to do that, right? No one likes to do that, especially if you're busy, right? I try to be proactive. Like, I haven't shown my keys, but let's just say I have ways to keep my keys on me, no matter what I'm wearing. It's not like all the time I have pockets. Maybe I'm wearing sweats without pockets. Maybe I'm wearing a t-shirt, no pockets. Shorts, no pockets. Just, just the way it is. That's why I want other ways of holding my keys that don't rely on a pocket or having zippers, for example. So, yeah, because actually I did that earlier. Remember what I said? I was rearranging this kind of stuff, organizing it. I forgot I put my keys down. Yeah, and I did that for the next couple minutes. Now I'm like, oh, wait a second. I was rearranging the boxes over here. They're right there, and they were. So, just saying. So, even that slipped my mind. So, it does happen, even for me. So, but that's why, as soon as I put them back in my pocket now, like even right now, let's just say I have a way of doing it Very easy too. And apparently I found the perfect spot to put my TP right here. On the tripod. Isn't that awesome? It's just like it just works. Hey, that might be a spot to put it. So I'm gonna show you guys something I created. Well, not really, but I put it together. Like I said, as I reconnect with you people on this live stream / replay, you're catching this on a replay. I appreciate it. Hit me on a thumbs up if you haven't already. Appreciate it. Thank you to the people out there. CR appreciates it. Words of encouragement, all that stuff. Encouragement has CR in it. I've shown this before. Let me just adjust this. Something really easy I did. Really easy. And I applied both skill and knowledge to it. To the gear. So to make the gear more functional, more useful, more adaptable is these wind-up radios, these emergency radios, right? You've seen them, they got the solar panel, the dynamo, kinetic charge, the crank is, that sound, right? This sound, it's very familiar, right? It's like all of them always sound like that. What I did was I put a lanyard on it, an extra long one, and a band. I'll go with this. So now, if I'm using this, I can have this on, right? Let me put this on the other side here. Because the way that I put this lanyard on, I made it long enough, so it just happened to work that way, which is funny. I wasn't planning on it, then I'm like, wait a second, my lanyard fits all the way across, I can stretch it at the top, put another band down here that I can hold it, and look at this. Now I got something I can, not quite hands-free, but I don't need my palm for, which means I could be holding tools in my hand. Honestly, this is not not a headlamp, obviously, right? I think that's a given, but this is something so, hey, I don't actually have to hold my hand, or let's just say a walking stick, walking stick in my hand. Use my string light right here, let me just show it so you guys can see. I can be like walking and looking, still have that walking stick in my hand, for example, if I had this. And the beauty of it is, look, let me double check it. It should be working. I should charge me while it's doing that. Yeah, I'll take a look. It's because it's on the opposite side, but if I spin it fast enough, it will. If I was really smart, I might be able to put another band in here. So it locks it on the back and crank it still. I still have access to the radio part. Solar is still there if it's sending out, for example, if I was using it. So I could be like, hang this up or whatever. So it gives you lots of options. Something really simple too. And this is just a simple zipper chainsaw braid. A band. You can make this band easily. All it takes is a little bit of cordage. This is just bare cordage, nothing. It's not bank line or paracord. this right here, you can make this with sewing skills. So some skills in terms of knowledge how to braid, knowledge how to sew. You can have something like this too if you wanted to. It just happens to work for me. As honestly, you can see that knob right there. So, not saying it would work for yours, but to me, for example, this is kind of cool. It gives me that option. You know. What else? Maybe I can even put it on that shoulder. Actually, you know what? Actually, I probably could. Hold on. Check this out. Just get a bag out real quick here. I'll mute it so you guys don't have to actually hear all that. Watch this. Watch this. How adaptable this is. Just don't put on a bag real quick here. Probably works better with certain bags or certain mounts. Oh, look. Got a backpack on now. Look. It's not perfect, but you'll get the idea. Hold on. I adjust it. Hold on. I just got adjusted. Strap gold on me. Alright. Look. Well, we'll pull it down a little bit more. Look at the idea. Look. Not quite perfect. I think it'd be better with one of my airbags. And besides, I only have one strap, one attachment point. But you kind of get the idea, right? And the thing is, look at this. I could just turn it a little. So kind of cranky. I would have to check if it's actually charging it, but good idea. You know, okay. Aim it down. You know, I could be like, hey, look at this. Isn't that cool? Let me just take this off real quick. So easy, so simple. But simple little, I guess, I wouldn't even really call this a hack. Could be, I guess. Could be. I mean, it would be useful. I mean, I still have access to the stuff in the back, technically, right? Charger and all that stuff. You know, headphone jack, whatever. USB out, right? USB in. If I had a battery bank, I can just, oh, look, connect it up right here. And keep it going. Or put it on my shoulder. If it's on my shoulder, put that band that I have on next to it. Or a pocket, for example. Put a battery bank. Keep it going. Really easy thing you could do, which is simple, a little bit cordage, some knowledge how to sew something like this, hook and loops, boom. And what you saw right there with the hook and loops one, that band I had, I've even modified that even. So stay tuned for that video. So hopefully you guys and gals, the people watching that I'm reconnecting with, why do people enjoy that kind of modification? Yes, I'm still wearing a backpack. Something like this. Boom. Add it on. I mean, let's say you even had Molly on your bag. I probably could adapt this to. Yeah, I know I could. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could. Even with Molly. You know, maybe it's like this. So it's still exposed. Sun's right here. Boom. It's charging. You know, obviously, the sun's behind me, then I can just hook it up on the back. Because it becomes like an attachment point. And I can remove it. Look, now it's this. Okay. I can give it to someone. Yeah, okay. Hang this up or whatever. Hang this up to charge in the sun. Oh, we're gonna move again. Okay. Put the hook and loop back in. Swing this around. And boom. And just like that, I'm ready to go again. Oh, ready to go again. Let's put that up on the screen. Let me take off my bag for a moment. So, I've been applying a lot of knowledge, the skills into something. It's like, can I make something work with this? Could I make something work with this? Considering the knowledge, let's say hitches, knots, tying, being able to, in this case, shift it from here, perpendicular, for example. That's pretty much what I did. You didn't notice. The lines go this way, and I made something perpendicular to it, which means I can hook it up onto a bag or wear it. It's more adaptable, a little bit more useful. Stuff like that. It's just like this. I've shown this plenty of times, countless times now. My mug has alpine butterfly loop, knot, and 2 top line hitches. Also the same paracord. I don't need paracord for this kind of thing. So when I'm walking, if I got coffee with me, it can be 20 below out, put it over my shoulder, keep my hands open. I don't have to hold my coffee mug. Let's say, and let's say you're working or whatever, I can still do stuff. Hey, I want my coffee. It's on me. I can hang it. I can even, I don't want to tip, but I can almost hang it on my tripod. So that's why I've been applying the knowledge out there. I mean, there's so many videos, online information, right? Stuff that you can learn from. Not just, what you would consider this survival community, right? The prepping, preparedness community, or homesteaders, survivalists, survivalism in general, but there's other things out there where you're adapting the knowledge and the skills, or in this case, I'm applying them to everyday coffee. A wind up flashlight, a wind up emergency dynamo, well, this way, but yeah, dynamo crank flashlight. Yeah. Radio. This could be radio too. It just happens to work. But I'm not saying this would always work for someone. It's just an option. Could work. Could work. And you would never know until you try. You know? And that's why everyone wonders, what do I do on this channel? What does CR do? CR creates, adapts ideas in, or takes previous experience, skills, and knowledge, and be like, hey, can I adapt this to this? Try to improve on it and stuff like that. And realize, hey, would this work? Yeah, you know. I mean, I got a few more. I think this month I can show a lot more in terms of videos because I'm really wanting to show them now because I've seen videos on like sewing kits and stuff like that. I'm not saying all those sewing kits are bad or anything like that, or mine's superior or whatever, but just I have ideas. I want to present them. I'm not saying they're new, I'm not saying they're fresh, but something to consider with a CR in it. Yes, CR has, consider has CR in it. Because consider those ideas. Because they just might help your own system, your own kit, become more functional, more useful, increase the deployment speed. So it's like, hey, it's more organized CR. Thanks for that little sharage word. Well, sharing knowledge, right? Because sometimes I'm looking at videos. It's like, I'm adapting what I see to something else. And sometimes it's unrelated. Or it's just like, hypothetically speaking, I'm taking something that you would use in terms of, for example, I guess, what would be an example? Okay. Probably not the best example. And I still don't know what to use it for. But in preparedness, homesteading type of communities, and people that do equal minimalism, right? In terms of reducing their waste or reducing their consumption and stuff like that, reusing, environmentalism and stuff like that. Rags, right? The old shirts, whatever. I actually had an old shirt. No one was wearing it. Partial stains in it, so the quality of it in terms of how high it would be, it's not clean. So most people might turn it down. It's like, there's a stain on it. I don't like it. Oh, I don't like the sign on it. It says this or whatever, right? And I'm like thinking to myself, again, coming back to look how many clothes are out there. The fast fashion. I mean, you search that on YouTube, you will see it. I've seen the videos. I'm just like, you know, so much out there. And some, unfortunately, some of it's getting incinerated, polluting our own environments out there. You know, you might have seen articles of clothing out there on your own sidewalks, roads, areas, and stuff like that in your own area, right? No, but anyways, I took the shirt and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, okay, thinking to myself, hey, is it cotton? I could char it, right? I was thinking, hey, I could char it, with a CR and a char cloth, make char cloth, use it for that next fire, you know. For example, make some char cloth like what I have right here. This is char cloth. Okay, that's one way of reusing. It's kind of at the bottom. Remember, if it's 100, if this is 100% cotton, which this wasn't, by the way, but 100% cotton, we use it as a rag, starts falling apart. It looks disgusting, oily, gross, dirty, stained. Then I char it because then I'm getting the maximum amount of use before charring. In my opinion, whenever possible, reuse them as a rag first because you can still char it at the end, right? You still have that option at the end to char it. But once you char it, like you ain't using it as a rag. And that makes any sense. But anyways, so that sure, look at the tank. I'm like, oh, it's blend cotton and polyester. So I won't be able to char it. Won't work. So I'm like, okay, cut it up. Not quite cut it up, but fairly big pieces because honestly, I can always cut it smaller if I have to, but use them as a rag, something to wipe my hands off, right? This could be for anyone that works on vehicles, engines, stuff like that, something like that. You could be using that, right? Maybe saving some money, not always grabbing that, you know, paper stuff like, if this was, you know, paper towel, for example, whenever possible, there's a time and place to use this stuff. I get that, paper towel, but something like, well, if this was bigger and wider and stuff like that. Ooh, my hands are greasy. Okay, use this, right? Hands are wet. Use this. Oh, it's starting to look brown and disgusting, and it's turning colors. See here? Oh, it's 100% cotton. I'll just char it now. Get never use out of that. Get more use out of stuff. If anything, trying to get more use out of stuff. Things are getting more expensive, right? It's not just the food; it's our stuff too, right? So, trying to get more use out of a single item as much as possible. You know, but okay, this is the collar. Like I just cut the collar off, and usually I'll cut the sleeves, the chest part, then the stomach lower back part separately. That's how I usually do it now. If I'm gonna do it, unless I'm doing it, unless I'm making something out of it. Now, a shirt, you can make stuff out of that. You can make a bag out of it. Right? I mean, I haven't done that yet. I might do that. I'm not. It's because I actually already have bags, so I don't need to do that. But if you didn't have a bag, there's a way of doing it without sewing. I know it's out there. I've seen it on the crafting community, right? Yes, crafting has CR in it, right? I learned from the crafting community out there too. So learning from other communities, not just for everyone here that's into the survivalism, the preparedness, bushcrafting, all that stuff. You know, learning from other communities too. And sometimes they know how to use resources too, which can be useful, especially in preparedness, because yeah. you know, well, basically, it's the bottom of the shirt. You make slits or cut like the length of your finger or whatever, and you just tie them together at the bottom. And then you cut out the sleeves. Those make handles. You got two handles, one handle, two handles. You use it as a bag, for example. Real easy actually. I mean, if you were lost, well, okay, maybe not lost, but found a bag, that could be an option if you found a shirt. You know. So what is CR gonna do with this? It's not colored. It's not the rest of the shirt. It's kind of small. It's just the collar. What would I do with this? Oh, one thing I'm gonna do. No, I could be using it to. This say collar's too small, so I can't really use it like it's big enough. Yeah, see, it fits in my head. I'm not gonna do that. I don't need a, it's kind of too small to cut my ears, so I can't really use it like earmuffs or whatever to protect my ears. Too narrow to protect my neck or whatever, right? So can't charge. Okay, what else would I do? In creation mode. To me, this is creation mode because I'm actually creating something out of this. Let's see here. Just gonna grab multi-tool here. Like cut along one of the seams. There might be other things I could do with this, but this one I'll do with this right now. So I'm cutting it. Using a cutting tool, right? On the 10Cs. So now I got this. You're probably like, okay, Sierra, now what? I already know what I can do with this. I wasn't even thinking about it until now, but yeah, I know what I could do with this. If it came down to it, watch. For anyone that has AAA flashlight or whatever, I know it's possible. Watch. You know what I get here? A diffuser again. Look at this. Again. Oh, hey. I'll spin it fast, but a good idea. It could be a survival use, I guess. For example, right? I mean, I probably would use a bag or something else before this, but technically it worked for that. Could, I should say. Probably wouldn't be my first choice. But I was thinking to myself, well, it's a long piece, okay? Let's have a little bit of stretch. So let's put stopper knot. And I try, when I reuse stuff, right? I try to reuse in a way that's more than one time, not just single use reusing, but multiple times, so I can reuse it more than once. So when my charcoal is reusing, but it's only single use, single time reusing, because also once you're making the charcoal, you're probably not doing much with the charcoal if it's ever per se burning it out there, right? It's take a spark or a flame source or concentrated solar thermal energy, from a parabolic or magnification lens. So I'm gonna do it here. Now make this into cordage instead. Anyway, cordage, yeah, why not? Put the Canadian Arbor jam knot, Canadian Arbor knot in here, jam knot in here, Swift knot. Right? There's a little bit of thing, but that's okay. I can bypass now. You're probably like, what are you gonna do with that? See how easy. You're gonna need one for this anyway. Well, look at this. This could have been from the same shirt, too. Literally, this could have been from the same shirt. So you don't get a 2-for-1 on this one. Look. Because I have to store this, it would unravel or undo itself. Look. Well, it's going to contrast the color, but look. Now I can keep that there. Store that away. Put it in a bag or whatever. And it's ready to go. No, I won't say that. I won't say that ideas. I'm more constructive with a CR. I'm more constructive. Constructive with a CR in it. Alright, so let's see what else here. Oh, yeah. Who wants to see a sneak peek? Sneak peek? Wants to see a sneak peek? Ooh. Did CR say that sneak peek word? SP word? SP? Like it says on the screen? I'll even take homonyms. That sound like it. Or numbers. You know? We'll see who will. Well, never mind. Alright, I just had to check. Still charging. Still 100%. That's good enough. Alright. Sneak peek. I'm not gonna show all of it. You're just gonna see a brief example of someone, one. This, I wouldn't say this is an only one, an all be in, all be all, but it's just something I wanted to say. Just put it together, you know. Spare stuff, spare year that I had, with an emphasis on lightness, on being very minimal in weight. Now, honestly, you know, it's not gonna have everything, you know, but maybe a little bit more capable than, let's say, an Altoids 10 or Survival 10, or even to complement, you know, and complementary with a CR in it. It's supplement some items in your tin or bag. Now, I'm not saying this is all be all, and I don't know when I'll show this, like, actual content, but it's just something I was thinking of. I got it right over here. Ooh. This is an old, like camcorder case. I have some tape over the label, the brand. That's just saying, right? So you can see it. Doesn't weigh much. I have a weight on here. Here's a pen. Connection straps or non-detachable. Velcro top. I got some items in here. I wouldn't say I got the first 5 C's in here, technically. I got cover, container, cordage, combustion, and a cutting tool. So basic. Doesn't weigh that much. You know what's funny? It's got this too. I'm just saying. So I don't get too much here. A couple more things in here. Yeah. It's got a metal container in here. Nothing, I wouldn't say major or whatever like that, but this could be. This was just me playing around. It's like, hey, can I put something together with something like this? So something like this. And, I can string it over my shoulder and stuff like that. So I can wear it like a backpack too, so to speak. This could be something I can wear if I wanted to. Sorry, just checking on something real quick. But yeah, obviously, look how big this is. This is much bigger than a tin. So I've been quite a bit more in terms of volume. A little bit more than a Mylar space blanket. A little bit more than a water bag in here compared to it. Like some of the tins out there and stuff. I'm not saying those tins are bad or anything like that. I have my own tin. Yes, I have my own supplemental survival tin. It's a little bit different from other people's. First and foremost, I actually have shelter in there. But like I said about the shelter, right? I already talked about the shelter enough. I think I covered shelter with a CR enough, right? Yeah, it's just better stuff I had. Really, anyway, to be honest, I probably could have put this together. Let's say if I found this bag, right? I probably, let me see here. I'm just going this item could have been free. TP I could have got for free, technically. I want to say not totally for free, but I can almost make this kit for free. Almost, I say almost, but not quite. Or they were items I already purchased that were kind of reused, and apparently I need to fix them. Yeah, there's one thing you will see about my kind of the way that I do things, anyways, is that I reuse stuff. I recover stuff with a CR in it. So, for example, in this kit, yes, Ranger Man, bicycle inner tube. Reuse it. Highly useful. Highly useful. I don't even buy the rubber bands. Just need these. I can make as many as I want. I'll use these first. Reusing. Better than it being in landfill right away. Has secondary uses. Reusing it. And the tube provides you quite a bit. And you can make your own size. And customize the size to you, whatever you wanted. And bicycle inner tube. In this case, it's a Ranger band. Very useful. So lots of areas would have it. That reminds me. I saw this bicycle this one time, and I think the wheel frame of the wheel was bent. Abandoned. Totally abandoned. I know it was. Because it had a flat too. So it was flat and bent wheel. Abandoned. I took the bicycle into. I just grabbed one of my cutting tools. I just did it. Yeah. I mean, this was out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm pretty sure they left it. I mean, that's unfortunate. But figure out I make use of the resource. Nice and lightweight. I can actually put water here. Actually, I probably have enough room still. I could put water in here. Yeah, I could put some sort of energy bar or something like that. Yeah. So I can probably fit. There's enough room to slip a smartphone in here still. Amongst our things. Yeah, there's a lot of room in here still. I wouldn't say a lot, but it's quite full. But I could put little snacks in here. Try to zipper it up. Oh yeah, see, it has two zippers. I should put it in the middle. So that's it. Yeah, whatever. Okay. There's probably, if I really want to, I can add that waterproof paper, stuff like that. Yeah. Hold on a second. Change. Oh. Yeah. I guess we'll see how long we can get out of this. I can charge something out. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I guess we're going to see how long I can do this for. Another thing I want to test out is with this system. It's I have the display down, brightness. How long can I go with the stream? So I'm testing that, and that's what I'm looking at the time and the real time. Let's see. Bottom of an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Let's see. Alright, so let's see. I've talked about cover, cutting tools, to a certain degree. I think it's time for some combustion. I decide who's it. Yes, Northern Girl Hobbies and Ark Wildman, both of them. I've seen both of your videos, by the way. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna try it out right now. Let's try this. Because it'll reiterate what I said about fire. They actually use a ferrocerium rod. they used a ferrocerium rod. Well, someone knows. As a wise person said to me, the secret to fire is surface area. Like, surface area, what do you mean, CR? Two things. Either increase the surface area to catch a spark or a flame, spark or a flame source like a lighter, spark source like a ferrocerium rod, then lighter or empty lighter or one without any fuel in it. Matches, stormproof matches, waterproof matches, or whatever. Or you decrease the surface area and make it concentrated for solar ignition so you can get an amber going. Like, for solar ignition, I rough it up, or whatever, rough it up, increase the surface area, then sandwich it back into a ball, type ball. So when I do solar ignition, I'm creating this big, well, amber to transfer into like a bird's nest or whatever. Especially if you didn't have anything like charcoal or anything like that. I've done that before. So let's try this out. First, let's see what I'm running with that. That's why I'm testing out the battery at the same time. Okay, let's see if I can do this on camera, everyone. So here's the candle right here. So the idea is increase the surface area. And remember, I'm doing this with a dead lighter. A lighter with no fuel, obviously. It's got spark only. Now, I do recommend, if you do this, try this first. Because it depends on the lighter. Because if the sparks are too weak, it's probably going to be extremely difficult or not doable. But if it's still got, fairly good spark, you probably could do this. I'm not saying it's not a guarantee though. So I'm gonna try to increase the surface area here or more. If you had like a 94 serrated 94 hacksaw blade or something like that, something similar to this. It's just a piece of metal, but you can see it's got serrations on it. I'm gonna use this. I'm just trying to give myself the best chance, and hopefully it works. So I'm trying to increase the surface area so the sparks will catch. As much as possible. Taking my time, because sometimes if you only have one match, one chance, or a limited amount of chances, you probably don't want to waste all of your fluid or anything like that, for example. Your resource. So I'm going to take that extra 50 seconds here just to fluff it up a bit. Increase the surface area to catch a spark. Okay. Okay. Hopefully I don't DC. Okay. Make sure I'm in frame here. Let's do this here. Oh, I almost had it. I almost had it there already. I almost had it already too. Wait. I almost had it there. I know I did. I could tell. Maybe I should refluff it again. Okay, I'll refluff it again. Because I could tell because it smoked on its own before I started to strike it again. The idea, the trick, is once you get an amber on the wick, that's when you try again right away, as soon as possible. All the way with the wheel or all the way straight or with the ferrocerium rod. That's the trick to do it. You just gotta get an amber on it, then it's easier. Once you get an amber on it, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, okay. So let's see how good I am. I've done this already. I've even done this with a ferro rod. But can I do it on camera, right? Come on, come on. Oh, I had it. I had, I had the amber on there. I just couldn't. Oh, I knew I had it. Okay. See, see, doing this live. That's the trick. That's the trick to this, and that's why I'm doing it with a dead spent lighter, not with a ferrocerium rod, because you might more likely to have this. Probably, most people are more likely to have this. I'm not saying you want to have a ferrocerium rod, but if I can do this with this, a ferrocerium rod should be easier because the sparks are hotter, and I won't wear out my finger. Let's try this again. Okay. Come on. Don't fail me now. Come on. Don't make me look like a fool here. Come on. See? I guess what they say? It works until you want to show it on camera, right? I mean, I think in a real situation, you would keep trying. You would keep trying. I'll try it left-handed instead. Sure, I'm on camera. No, you guys can see this. See, I'm pushing the wick flat. That's my awkward angle here. Let me get more comfortable. Because I'm tripod, and I got a stool right here and all that stuff. Okay. And sure. Alright. Yeah. And one side. Wait, that was the right side. Okay. Because I have my bar right here, so I'm trying not to knock into it. And try to show it on camera. Yeah, so I keep finding the wick on it, actually. And that's not what I want to do. So I'm going to try having a trick here. And I try to remove more of the wick from it. See, it's not as easy as it looks. Sometimes, when I was trying this the other day, or yesterday, you know, I could do it in 10 seconds. This might take 10 minutes, but that's why we practice. Try to know the procedure, right, as much as possible. I think I'll be able to do this tap. I think. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's try this again. Make sure I'm in frame here. See, it's not as easy as it looks. You know, I think in a real situation, right, you probably wouldn't, hopefully, wouldn't have to rely on this because you can see I've done this before. Yeah, I can't do it right now under pressure. I feel pressure, right? You know, you probably want to grab some lint to catch that amber charcoal or whatever. But I'm trying this out as a challenge because I know it's possible because I've done this 4 times already, and with a ferro rod. Yeah, I can't do it right now. Go figure. No, I'm not done doing that yet. Not yet. Don't be black. Okay, I forgot another try. One of our techniques that they do is back, not strike to get the spark, but backs wheel it, back roll it. Yeah, get that kind of ferrocene material off that little ferrocene rod onto it. Maybe use that to catch a spark. Because when you start doing this, unless you get it the first 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you start wearing down on that little flint, little bitty ferrocene rod. And there'll be a certain point where you don't have the flint's too little piece of flint in there is too small, or the sparks become too weak to actually attempt this. So when you do this or try this or whatever, you gotta have a fairly substantial amount, I guess. Okay, try this again. Yeah. Frame, yeah. Okay. See, I keep finding the wick, which I'm not trying to do. I had it. I had it once. And now, of course, I can't do it now. Well, I'm gonna take a quick break from it. I know I went off camera. I'm not trying to even cheat, per se, or use something else. In a survival situation, if I had to, yeah, I'm gonna use that lint. Maybe a piece of cotton, 100% t-shirt, or sure, a lint off of that to catch a spark, right? But I'm trying to do this as a challenge. And besides that later, I found that later anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What I'm using, I found this candle. Well, honestly, I didn't find it, but I have found a candle before. So I'm gonna do this a lot better. Okay. 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 There's still nothing on there. I didn't do anything to this. There's no accelerant or anything on this, by the way. Yeah, yeah. I could. Yeah, I could do something like that. Let me try this again. Because I came close. I know. I just didn't. Because I saw a spark, an amber glowing on it. That's just, I know. As soon as you see that, I need to strike again. Try harder. So put it underneath. Make sure I'm in frame. So I'm trying to show this too. I'll direct camera in. Yeah, this is actually easier with ferrocene rod for sure. But it's not impossible to do it with a lighter. It's really annoying. It might even hurt your fingers after a while because you're doing this on your thumb or your index finger too. And this is a pretty good spark. I mean, I know. How long have I been going at this? Hey, what's up? Honestly, I'm gonna keep trying this. I'm challenging myself. Anyways, I'm just going to candle. Not working later, only sparks. Trick. You guys are gonna keep hearing me strike this. See, you see that little wisp of smoke that's coming off the candle wick? I'm coming close, so it is possible to do this. I know it's possible because I've done this before. Yet I can't do it on camera. I'm gonna show that I can do this. I've already proven it to myself. I just have to that I can do it. It's more like, can I do it reliably enough? Probably not yet. Okay, I'm gonna back up here. It's probably because I'm trying to look at the camera. Alright, watch I get this now. I'd be like, oh yeah. See, my finger's starting to hurt. Alright, see. I doubt down that I did not do it this time. I know that's the secret. I know that's the secret though. I'll try maybe one more time. So, see how some of these challenges are more difficult than they would. I tried out the match challenge. It's on the channel. I did that back in 2016. I think I haven't tried that one in a while, but I figured I'll try this one. I did try this with both, like a dinner candle, those tapered candles in the tea light. One of those pillar candles or like those prayer candles might be more difficult to do this just because they're physically wider. So I'm gonna try this one. Okay. So what I'm doing here is increasing the surface area, exposing more fibers. Remember, the wick is absorbent. It'll hold an amber. So what I'm doing is increasing the surface area a lot more here. Okay. Okay. Let me have a sip of coffee here. Later has no fluid. It's missing half the body. It does later. Alright. Okay. Not thank you. Okay. Because I eventually will. Because eventually, how many times have I used this? Still has a fairly decent spark. May the force be with me. I'd say that. Maybe I would use some the force here. I almost had it again. I almost had it. See, I saw that little spark in the wick. I tried to strike it again, it still doesn't work. Alright. I can't tell if it shows up on camera. Let's see. Because I tried this yesterday, so that's why my fingers are hurting from it a little. So, because also if you keep doing this, it starts to hurt your finger. Because you're not meant to keep doing it. It's not hurt. Well, you know what I mean. Friction. So I can only do this so many times anyways before I have to either switch hands or the flint will give out on the lighter. Okay. I'm persistent, that's for sure. Ugh, come on. I swear. See, this is the third time I get an amber on the wick. I try striking it and I'm like, I know it's the trick. Ugh, see? Come on. Once you can do this. Come on. Come on. Before the top of the hour or the 3 hour mark. I just checking on something here. Percent on the battery. It's been about almost half an hour. Okay, so let's see. 20%, half an hour. So I'd be at 60% in 1 hour. So I might get 2 hours of live stream time, give or take. I'm just estimating the time based on how far the battery's charged. I mean, dropped, and from 100%, it's been about just under half an hour, and I'm down to 78. So yeah, about I could get 2 hours. Obviously, I've been streaming longer than that, so I would have to plug it into a battery bank or something like that. And if it was cold out, obviously I would still need it anyways. Okay. Okay. See? Now I'm starting to sweat. Okay. Okay. For all the chips, right? All of this. Piece it. So you could see. I almost had it there again. I think I know what I'm doing now. See, you'll see when it's I pulled the lighter away, you could see that little whiff of smoke. You might have even seen an amber there. So it's not. It looks like it's not always a guarantee, but it's your best chance. A good indicator, anyways. Like I said, you're doing this for real. I would hope. Don't rely on this. Don't do this. That's for sure. Don't do this. Don't rely on this because this is way harder than it looks. And I'm doing it inside. I'm not even doing this under the rest, tired, or anything like that. Yeah, in a real hardcore situation, yeah, I'd probably keep trying until the flint got down to nothing. Or I broke the candle. Right? This is why, you know, having gear is one thing. Having skill or knowledge to do this is one thing, but preparedness says to me, maybe I actually should bring a backup source. an hour later, you know, an hour later. See, an hour later. Like, watch. This lighter barely has a flame on it. It would get that going. For sure. For sure, right? I'll say I'm inside, but I'll wait for the wind. Yeah, even a magnesium bar. I put magnesium on that too. It probably would help. I know that for sure. Okay, one last time. Because I'm almost coming to the 3 hour mark. I was hoping I would get this in the first 5 minutes, not take the next 15 minutes, but whenever. See, this is why I want to do this. I didn't edit any of this out. So if I do it, well, I'll be like, yeah. And if I don't, well, apparently I need to master this. Try get the technique down even better. You know, I know surface area and all that stuff. But, and you can see I've gotten very close 3 times already. Spark right here on the wick. Still not quite yet. Not quite good enough yet. Okay. Like I said, my fingers starting to hurt from doing this, so you know, okay, one last time. I'm gonna hold this. Keep pushing that wick. Ah, see, I actually burnt my skin. That's how much I know this can work. Seriously? See, again, I see the hammer in there too. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Come on. Come on. Fine. One last time. Come on. For Northern Girl Hobbies and for Arc Wildman, I'm doing this. I know Arc Wildman did this. I know Northern Girl Hobbies did not. So I'm gonna try this. No ferrocene rod. Just spent later. Just sparks from the lighter. Feeling the pressure, that's for sure. See, I guess we can't. And remember, I'm holding it up. I probably would do this down lower. I just want to show this. Okay, one last time. I know I keep saying that, but it will be. Well, I guess CO's persistent today. That's for sure. Oh! Boom! Boom! Look at that. Look at that. Did I know? There you go. Arc Wildman, Northern Girl Hobbies. Look, my persistence on this. You guys saw that, right? I hope you guys saw that. Okay. Oh, just see it on my camera here. Just gonna let this go for a little bit. I have the stream running. Just gonna see it. Okay. Yay. Oh, by the way, someone had a birthday yesterday, so HBD to that special person you're watching. So I'll be taking this excerpt out on the stream. Let's see here. Just to show it. And there you go. So Arctic Wildman, Northern Girl Hobbies. Yeah, see. I can do it. I have done it now. Took longer on this stream, on this video. I did it. And watch. To prove my point. Watch. About the spark. Watch when I blow it off. Okay, a little bit of spark. Watch. Watch. Spark. Still got member. Look. See? Because it's still got a spark. There. Hammer's gone. It's not that. It's gonna be very hard to relate. Watch. Let's see if I can do it again. Might be because it probably looks so short. I'll even do this one. Let's see. See, it is harder than it looks. But see, sometimes it's just maybe you're right. Maybe the wick has to be taller, easier. So blow that out. Okay. Anyways, I appreciate everyone standing by with me on that one. All right. And I saw it on video, and I gotta timestamp that. Let's see, about just under the 3-hour mark. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, so I know when I grab this sample. I'll re-upload this part in here. You'll see it. So I'll take all this other stuff out. Yeah, I know. I just want to show that it is possible to light a candle with sparks. It is. Just like how it's possible to get a flame from solar. It's possible. I know it is. I've done it. Not very often, but you need a pretty good lens or magnifier for it, but it's possible. Okay. Whew. I know what everyone's thinking. CR? Yes, people of the side chat? You know, that took 20 minutes, right? Hey, I never said survival was easy or fast. Sometimes it's not, right? Persistence, too, right? I guess that's another point, right? In the real situation, you be more persistent at it. I mean, and the thing is, candles, lighter, fairly easy to obtain. Most places, most areas have something like that, you know, gas station, convenience store, that kind of thing, right? Apparently, I'm dropping stuff like that clear nail polish off the table. And yeah, anyways, still here. Anyways, before I put that here, I just had to check up on stuff because I won't be on overly that much longer. What time is it? It's been just over half an hour. Hold on a sec. Just checking on something. Might be able to get an hour and a half on the battery. I'm not charging it right now. And I have my Display all the way down. That should be charging now. Just checking on it. I think if I was running only on battery, if I was not running the video, you know, icon only, then I'd probably get a little bit more. Pretty sure, just because I'm not transmitting video. Well, it's not. This is movement, right? So every time you transmit movement like this, instead of that, for example, should use more power, more bandwidth too, right? Because obviously this is complex compared to a static image like this. Yeah, that too. Hello, Moscow. I know Toyman you were into. Tino, how are you? I know I didn't say anything. It's because I wanted to take that excerpt out from the stream. That's why I didn't say anything. Just so I can actually take that part out and re-upload it as a separate thing. And show. So because obviously only unless you came in right now or just saw it or catching this on the replay, you will see what I just did. But I wanted to bring that out. So I'll definitely be downloading this stream afterwards. Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning to you and you and you and you and you and you people out there. Thank you for dropping by with CR here. Okay. I see you all. See? I see you all out there. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's go. Cool. Okay, I'll try to be there. Yeah, I'll make some time. I'll try to make some time. So, no guarantees, but I'll try. Hey, look. It's like a makeup puppet. See, multifunctional cover. You know, cover has CR in it. And also I just demoed some combustion. Of course, randomly some cordage with a CR in it. Towel linkage, super teens in it. Again, this will be fast because I don't think I'm gonna be going on much longer. I'm just getting late. Yeah. And explain it too much, but there should be Alpine butterfly knot or loop. See? Doesn't matter where I pull on it. Doesn't get smaller. Doesn't get bigger. Fixed loop like a bowline. And I can make it without access to the end. See, a bowline, you need access to the end. That's why I like the Alpine butterfly knot, Alpine butterfly loop, because, well, you don't need to. It's useful. Alright, let's stretch this. Well, see, I'm pulling on this every which way. It's hard. It's really hard. And watch. Relatively speaking. Yeah, relatively speaking. It's easy to undo. I think this is why I like this a little bit more at times. Because sometimes I don't want to make such a hard knot to undo. Or I drop it. Or I drop it. As you can see, relatively easy to undo. That's why I like using it now. both are fixed loop. Just one I just generally prefer a lot more. So I'll probably be going for another, what, 10 minutes? 10-minute warning, everyone. Because, yes, Sierra's got to get some rest. And apparently I need to download this stream too and recapture this one point. I could just tell what I'm going to be putting. Put, I know some people saw it from the beginning, 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later. It's like, oh, I did it. Okay, I think there's one last thing I'll talk about is another word with CR in it. It's called recovery, or recover. Well, you captured the best part of CR right there, Moscow. Yeah. No, but I should say recover, not recovery, but recover of resources like this. Yes. You're probably like, what's this? Well, close up of it. Yeah, it is what you think it is. I know you know what it is, Moscow. Don't say it. But anyone else guess. But yes. I got a lot more of that. What? 2 pounds of it. A lot more. It's not even spring yet. Can't wait. Can't wait. Holy shit, this over here. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I'm shaking and dancing. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I'm shaking and dancing. No. I'm working on it. Working on it, let's go. Working on it, my friend. Still working on them. I was looking for. Hey, well, ladies and gentlemen, people outside chat. I was looking for this earlier. This would have helped like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, that fair seam rod. Oh well, I had to later. 20 minutes later, but yeah, seeing how long that took, and seeing eventually I got it. Yeah, fair seam rod, mesh metal type of rod, would have been useful. Another test I do for both the striker and this, but particularly for the striker, and you can see I got bicycle ear tube around this one. I'll put it back on later. Pinky, thumb only. So I'm not even using my whole hand, and I'm barely striking it. But the idea is, if I barely try, barely touch it, barely strike it, barely grip it, and I get pretty good sparks. Watch. 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 Right? I'm barely even trying. Which means, if I really push harder, really try, I'm not getting bigger sparks. Other sparks, probably. That's how I know that the striker is good enough. Hey, it's prepping with. What's up, man? in prepping life, if you rewind about 20 minutes ago from this time, you'll see something I did. Yeah. Yeah. Light a candle with a lighter that has no fuel. It's solidified more, but yeah. Took me a little bit, but I know it's possible, so. Because there was that challenge held from Arc Wildman. I know Norton Girl always tried it. Didn't do it, but they used a ferro rod, a ferrocene rod, which is going to be hotter sparks than a lighter. They were using a tea lighter or something like that, but I was using a birthday candle. But the principle's still the same, and what I said in it, surface area. That's the important thing. That's the secret with CR to fire. Always surface area. Take care, Moscow. Yes, I'll be ending the stream next little bit here. Probably next. No, actually, I guess my 2-minute warning's coming up right here. So thanks everyone for dropping by here on this fairly late night stream. Reconnect with all you people out there. I did share a few after a little mishap earlier where I had to restart the stream. So there is a part 2 in here, but that's okay. I know some of you came back and that's so good. Well, where I shared a little bit of creation mode, a little about preparing or preparations and prepping in general, and be proactive out there. And I guess I was persistent in this stream too, because I didn't give up. I eventually did get it, as my sparks have indicated. Right? Shared a little bit out there. Showed a little sneak peek in there too. You might have seen. Shared a little bit in there. In fact, no, I covered a few things. Like really cover a little more combustion in there, just to spice it up a bit. You know, I appreciated it. I know at least one person saw me doing it. So let me make sure I get that. So everyone, stay safe out there. Stay proactive. Keep doing something out there. Be aware of what's going on. And, like always, as our world changes, we can adapt to skill and knowledge get better with practice. You can't help everyone out there, but one person can help someone out there. Until the next video for me and stream, peace out from the one known as CR. Take care, everyone. Bye.